People are gonna hate regardless. How I'm perceived has nothing to do with who I am. It's okay to be yourself, like knowing who you are and being grounded in yourself is so important. I'm misunderstood, but I don't care enough to try to be understood. Like, I am a star, and there's nothing that anybody can do to take that away from me, but people know you're chosen, and people know that you know that you're chosen. Man, they hate it! If it's not gonna matter in 5 years, then why to bother you for more than 5 minutes? Just because I don't address anything doesn't mean I don't know, it just means I don't care. It takes a lot of patience and it takes a lot of strength to continue to be on the level that you have elevated to and not let people knock you down to the level that you have grown from. And that's the truth.
We bought a G5 and we took a G6 and I know that we still on flight. She know that she lit and we love taking risks and we bout to go somewhere tonight. Young gun one of bitches a bitch and this bitch beat this shit up and give her this pipe. And I'm about to come, I'm about to come and I'm gonna go viral. Keep fucking for hours.
Hey stars, it's me Naeem and I'm back with another video. So today's video, as you can tell by the description box, is going to be a girls talk video, and I feel like I have not sat down and talked to y'all in so long. Get a little my British accent, but this video we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty, so grab your snacks. I have my water here. I'm not really gonna be eating too much because I'm gonna have to be talking. And we're just gonna get into it. This is gonna be raw, uncut. I'm just going to be talking. So I'm not editing this video at all. What you get is what you see, and I hope you guys enjoy. So the first topic I really want to get into, and I'm just going off the dome, like this is really raw. I don't have anything planned out. I just really want to sit and have a girl talk with you guys so you guys can, you know, get to know me a little bit. We are growing. We're almost at 300 subscribers. So if you're watching this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share so you can be a star. And I feel like I want my first topic, or what I'm gonna go off of to be is social media, because this is a social media platform that I'm on right now. So you're watching this off of a social media platform. I feel like social media can be good and it can be bad. It can be good for reasons as like branding yourself, getting yourself out there, getting your business out there. As you guys know, I am a designer. I am a clothing brand owner, a CEO, a founder of Newest Looks. I handmake, I design everything, I market myself, I pay for everything myself, I make everything myself. The only thing I probably don't do now is my photography, which hopefully I can buy a camera so I can start doing my own photography because I have a great eye. But I feel like social media is really good for marketing yourself and branding yourself and getting yourself out there. You can literally blow up and become famous within hours. That's the good part about social media, and if you use it right, you can use it to your advantage and be anybody you want and do anything that you want. But now the downside of it is there's so much negativity that comes with social media. There's so much pettiness. There's so many haters that come with being on social media or being popular on social media. Me personally, I wouldn't define myself as being popular on social media, and I really don't take into account how many likes or how many followers that I have. I just post and I be myself. And some people, you can have 0 followers and post them yourself and people will still hate. You can have 10,000 followers and post them yourself and people will still hate. It does not matter how many followers you have. People are going to hate regardless. And with that comes strength. Like, you have to be strong with yourself. You have to know who you are. And sometimes when people get on social media, they don't know who they are. I know when I first got on social media, I was only on it because it was popular at the time. Like, Instagram was up and coming. Snapchat was popular, like Musical.ly and things like that. I was on it because that was the thing, but I didn't know all that would come with it, because in middle school, being on social media was really hard because I was bullied in school, in middle school, quite often, by boys and things like that. And then it would also trickle over into social media. So when you went home, it was it never stopped. So that's kind of the scary part about when you first get on social media. So if you're younger watching this and you're on social media now, I know social media is so big now and it's so popular to have social media, but really take the time to understand who you want to be before you try to be like anybody else, or before you try to be influenced by anyone, because everybody's trying to be a social media influencer. And that's another thing. Everyone's trying to be a social media influencer, but they have no influence, or they're influencing the wrong things. And that goes back to my main point where I was saying social media can be used for good and for bad. If you're calling yourself an influencer, for me that's kind of corny. Like I said, I don't really see myself as an influencer or popular on social media. I just post and I just be myself, and people ask me to post things and I do it. People like it. That's just that. But I wouldn't call myself an influencer. I'm not trying to influence anyone. It just so happens that sometimes I do influence people, and I try to put out things that are positive, so that, because I know like people look up to me. I know that younger girls look up to me, and they tell me that all the time, and I'm grateful for that. And I love that feeling to have, that, you know, like people look up to you and you're a great role model. Even people's moms tell me like they love me having them in their younger daughters' lives because I'm such a great role model and things like that. And that's what I want. Like, I want people to know me as a positive person. I don't want people to know me as, you know, I don't really know how to explain it, but I don't want people to know me as something negative. Anything that I do for myself, I want to be done in a positive light. I don't want anybody to see me in a negative way. And if you do see me in a negative way, that's your fault. Like, how I'm perceived has nothing to do with who I am. And what people think of me has nothing to do with who I am. The only person that truly knows you is you. So when you're on social media, be yourself. It's okay to be yourself. Like, we have influencers like Aaliyah's Interlude, where she is herself authentically in whole. Like, she does not care what anybody has to say. She's gonna dress how she wants to dress. She's gonna style how she wants to style. She's gonna walk how she wants to walk. She's gonna talk how she wants to talk. And that's beautiful. Like, that's amazing. I love seeing things like that on social media because it matters. And then we have this side of social media where it's like, oh, everybody wants us to be the same. Everybody wants to do this. Everybody wants to do that. But then when you have people step outside the box, they get hated on for it. So it's really just like, you can't win for losing on social media. So it's just like, be yourself anyway, because somebody's gonna have something to say regardless. It doesn't matter. So just be yourself, honestly. That's how I feel about social media, especially growing up. And when I first got on social media, it was kind of hard, and I was always like getting my phone took and stuff like that. Oh, delete your page, delete your page. I never deleted any of my pages. But that's a whole other thing. Like, my mother would tell me, oh, delete your Instagram page. Oh, I would just disable it. I'm not deleting my page, like deleting it for real, for real. Girl, bye, you tripping. I'm tripping. Like, right now, I'm still serving. That's my son, though. Shout out to my BS. But yeah, and I just feel like you just really have to be careful on social media, and it all just, it could go up one minute and it could come crashing down in the next. So just knowing who you are and being grounded in yourself is so important, especially being black and being woman. Like, you just have to know who you are, because people are going to try to use it against you no matter what. I was just watching an interview with JT, and she was saying, like, when she was first coming up, she would always be posting, always just be herself, like posting funny videos. And then, like, when she was really like in the eye of the media, like, they would try to take what she posted and flip it to make her the bad guy, and everybody would just see her as like the angry black woman, because she would defend herself from people who was putting out wrong narratives on her, which she has the right to do. If you're trying to say something about me, of course I'm going to defend myself. I'm not just going to stand by and let myself get eaten up by the media. Like, that's just not, you know what I mean? But they would paint her as the angry black woman, and she was saying, like, now, what you think of me, I don't care, because I know me. Like, I'm misunderstood, but I don't care enough to try to be understood. And that's what sat with me. And I was literally just watching it before this video. She was like, I'm misunderstood, but I don't care enough to try to explain myself. Because when you know who you are, it doesn't matter what other people think of you. It really just does not. And I want to trickle that into like high school, or like being in high school, mean girls, people be haters, all that. Me personally, I'm in high school. I'm a senior in high school. It gets wicked. Like, when I tell you it gets wicked, baby, it gets wicked. And I just posted a tweet like, I know, and everybody around me knows that I'm chosen. I have been called a star since I was out the womb. My mother has been calling me a supernova, which is the brightest star in the galaxy, for years. I have been called a superstar for years. So, like, my name Star, it's not just something that I gave myself. It's something that has been given to me, that has been instilled in me, not only by the people around me, but by God and by my ancestors. So I really stand by being a star. Like, I know truthfully deep down in my heart, I am a superstar. Like, I am a star, and there's nothing that anybody can do to take that away from me. But because people know that you know, and they know that you're a star, and they know that you know that you're a star, they're gonna try to knock you. People are always going to try to knock you. And it really, like, even with social media, like I was saying, it really takes an amount of strength to be able to hold your own, to be like, well, no matter how many times you try to knock me, no matter how many times you try to get underneath my skin, it's not going to work. Because at the end of the day, I'm still going to be me. I'm still going to be chosen. And when people know you're chosen, and when people know that you're chosen, man, they hate it. When I tell you they hate it, they just get so angry and so upset about it. Miss Kitty would have joined on the girls talk. But they just get so upset, and they just get so angry by it, and you're just being you. Why are you so mad about me being me? I don't really understand. And I feel like this year, my senior year, has been the most, not, I wouldn't say traumatizing, but it has been the most revealing to me. It has been the most revealing year to me yet. Like, high school, I have never had this much drama in high school ever. I just feel like this year is filled with so much drama, and it's just like, what the heck? And I'm grateful for it because it's showing me people's colors before I move on to the next phase of my life, which is college, which is just getting into my career and, you know, walking into adulthood. So I'm grateful that these people's colors are being shown, but it's also just like, why? There's a reason for everything. And even my friends tell me this. People watch and people envy. And when people watch and when people envy, they want to do things to get under your skin. They want to either try to be like you, influenced by you, or inspired by you, or hate on you. And most of the time, I either get hated on or people just be doing weird stuff. And for me, it's really funny. Like, I don't let things get underneath my skin because I know it's not going to matter to me in 5 years. I know where I'm going to be in 5 years. And that's all that matters to me. So when I get out of high school, when I graduate, none of this is going to matter. None of this drama, none of these people hating on me, none of these people doing weird stuff to me, it's not going to matter. If it's not going to matter in 5 years, don't let it bother you for more than 5 minutes. Honestly, that is the most advice that's the best advice that I have ever given myself, because it really will take a lot out of you if you really sit and try to figure out why people do the things they do when there's just no explanation for it sometimes. What other people are doing have nothing to do with you at all. The way people treat you have nothing to do with who you are as a person at all. Because if people don't like you, they don't like you. If people want to hate on you, they're going to hate on you. And there's nothing you should be trying to do to change yourself because of what other people think about you. And you should never, ever dim your light because of what other people think about you. And that's why I feel like people hate me the most, because they try and try and try and try over and over again to get underneath my skin and to make me dim my light, but it'll never happen. Why? Because I'm a superstar, bitch. Like, the fuck? Let's be honest. And y'all probably be thinking, dang, she cocky, but it's not even cocky, it's confidence, and I just know who I am. But try don't be knowing the half, because I don't have to address anything because what I do speaks volume. I just don't. Like, just because I don't say anything don't mean I don't know anything. And just because I don't address anything doesn't mean I don't know. It just means I don't care. You know what I mean? And it's not worth it my time. I'm above a lot of stuff. I'm only 17 years old, but I'm above a lot of things. I'm above a lot of people, and I'm above a lot of the stuff that people do to me. I'm above it. Like, there's no reason for me to try to backtrack on where I have elevated to stoop to somebody else's level. And that's something that Milano, that she said in an interview once. It takes a lot of patience and it takes a lot of strength to continue to be on the level that you have elevated to, and not let people knock you down to the level that you have grown from, because people will try to do it. That's just life, honestly. That people will try to continue knocking down all that you have done out of envy and out of jealousy. And envy kills. Like, it kills. It really does. And the only reason why people are ever envious is because they're not sure of who they are. And that's the truth. So that's my spiel about the little haters and stuff like that. Now I want to get into career success, what it means to be successful, because I know for me, like, a lot of times there are social media influencers. I'll use Jada for an example. A lot of times people will say the only reason why she's famous is because of Lil Baby. And that may not be true, that may be true, but only she knows what the truth is and what the truth isn't. And I know she said in some interviews, like, she was popping way before Lil Baby. She put him on. But it's just like, as a black woman, you have to work twice as hard just to be seen. Like, you could be popping before anybody else, but just because you had met up with one person, just because you are associated with one person, people are going to assume, oh, she's only got there because of him. And it'll always be a man. And I really pray, even with Milano, like, people will say the only reason why she got to where she is because of Meek Mill. When she's been saying she's been a hustler since day one. When she first sold her Milano sweatshirt, she's been hustling since day one. But when you get into relationships in the public eye, people will use that against you, especially as a black woman, like I said, and try to flip and be like, oh, you're only there because of him. When we know we have worked so hard to get to where we are, and a lot of times people will always try to bring that relationship back or be like, oh, well, aren't you here? No. Like, no. No. And that's why I feel like, I guess we could trickle into like relationships and success for Black women, but I just feel like the place that I'm in now, I don't think, because I know my life is going to pop off eventually, sooner rather than later. I can tell you that now because anyway, I'm not going to get into how I know. But, I would not, I'm only 17, like I said, so I'm very, 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 very young, but I'm also very intelligent, and I take the things that I see from other people and I use them as lessons for myself. So I feel like me being so young, and I know that my life is going to pop off in the blink of an eye, I don't think right now being in a relationship is not my worry, like, at all. And I don't think I would probably try to be in a relationship or like even accept a serious committed relationship until I am already in my career, or I am already graduated college and my career has taken off and I've gotten to the place that I want to be within my brand, within my self brand, within my clothing brand, and within the things that I have coming up. Only because of the simple fact that I want to be in a place where I'm secure in myself, that I won't feel like I need somebody, if that makes sense. Like, I want to be, I don't want people to, it's not even about the idea of having people say, oh, he or she got you there, because me personally, I just feel like I don't want the distraction. Because being in a relationship takes a lot. It takes a lot of sacrifice, it takes a lot of trust, and it takes a lot of forgiveness. And right now, I'm just not in a place where I want to be trusting, where I want to be giving up forgiveness, or where I want to be dedicating a lot of time to another person, only because I'm very selfish right now. And that's okay. And I have never been a selfish person. I have always been so selfless, and people have always taken advantage of that. And that's nobody to blame but me, because sometimes I have problems setting boundaries. But it's also just, I'm in a place right now, like I said, I'm only 17. I'm only 17 talking about some being selfish. Like, sometimes it takes adults years, like their whole lives, to learn how to set boundaries. But I'm in a place where I am very selfish. If I don't want to do it, I'm not doing it. If I feel a certain way about something and it makes me want to turn, I'm gonna turn. Like, I'm not gonna just do just because somebody else wants me to do it, you know. And I have no issue with that. I'm very secure in my decision of not wanting to be in a relationship to my career until I'm settled into my career, because my career is what matters the most to me right now. And I would say, like, I prayed, like, I literally sat and prayed to my ancestors, to a higher power, that any and anybody that is not meant for me will be removed from my life. And I was removed from a relationship. And when I tell you, that literally happened like within a week of itself, and I didn't even try to fight it. Like, I didn't even, okay, the relationship's over, that's fine. And when I tell you, I felt such, like, it was like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. I felt so relieved, because that was a decision I knew needed to be made, but I didn't want it to be done because I was comfortable. And you have to be uncomfortable to grow. Like, you have to be uncomfortable to grow. You cannot grow in a position that you're comfortable in. That's just not how growth works. You have to push yourself. You have to push the limits of your mind, your body, and your soul. Because without it, like, without growth or without pushing yourself, you're not going to get anywhere. And you're not going to get anywhere without fear, well, living in fear either, because when you live inside of fear, it's like you're stagnant and you don't want to move because of what might happen or what might not happen. Just do it. And whatever happens, happens. Let the chips fall where they may. And when it does happen, you just have to figure out your next step. How am I going to elevate from this? How am I going to elevate from this lesson? How am I going to elevate from this blessing? Because it either will be a lesson or it'll be a blessing. And it's up to you to decide what you're going to do with either one. You know what I'm saying? So, I can't wait to see where my future holds, and I cannot wait to see, you know, what's going to happen in my life in the next couple years, because I have been praying for my future for many, 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 many years, and I know exactly where I'm going to be in due time. So I'm very excited for that. What else I feel like do I want to talk about? Let's see, because I really just been rolling up the tongue, but I feel like this is it's good a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And I really feel like I haven't had, like, the last video I put out was when I got my wisdom teeth taken out, which was a very short video, so I'm trying to make this a little bit lengthy. And kind of just talk to you guys, because I don't really talk to y'all. Excuse me. But yeah. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about being like a content creator, being like an influencer, and what that means about like being private or like sharing your life, or how much of your life should you share, how much of your life shouldn't you share, and how to just go about still living in the moment with your life, but also being able to share your life with people who find it interesting. For me, I feel like I have found a good balance of the two. I do not share everything. I don't even share everything with my mother. I don't even share everything with my daggone cat. And she is my shadow half the time. But I feel like having just like a sense of privacy outside of social media is so important, because like I was saying before, social media can wear you and tear you down in so many ways, and it's just up to you how you go about using your social media platform. And I feel like people get it twisted. Like, I feel like people think that they know me because I post on social media, or because like I share parts of my life with social media, but that's not the truth. Like, there's so much that I don't want people to know about me that I don't share. And that's completely fine, you know what I mean? It's okay to have a sense of privacy with your life, but also share parts of your life that are exciting. And I also had to learn to not always share my successes with people, because the evil eye is real. People are haters, and it'll be the people closer to you who envy you the most. I think that's a Drake quote, actually, so, you know, yeah. But, you know, sometimes it's okay to just keep your successes, keep your plans to yourself, and just pop out and be like, I did this. You don't have to share every step of the way, because people will try to knock you down. People will try to put doubt into your mind where doubt should not belong. And of course, you're going to have self-doubt no matter what. There's going to be an if and what about everything that, you know, you try to plan, everything that you try to do. But it's different when it's coming from other people, because it's like, well, if this person is saying this and they mean this much to me, maybe that's true. No, people put doubt inside of you when there's doubt inside of them. And I use an example. My mother, I'm going to college this year, and I want to go out of state. I want to either go down south or stay north. But my mother is scared for me to go, so she was trying to put doubt. Even my grandmother, they were trying to put doubt inside of me. And like I was saying before, I'm very sure of my decisions. When I make decisions, I pray about them, I write about them, I envision my life with these decisions or without these decisions. And my mother was just like instilling in me like her doubt, and I'm like, you're putting your doubt onto me when I don't have these fears. You have these fears because I'm your only child and I'm about to be leaving the house soon. But that has nothing to do with me, and you don't have to put that. Now, girl, and you don't have to put that onto me, because that has nothing to do with me. That's all you, Bookie. You know what I mean? And so she reflected, and she was like, you know, you're right, because I'm scared of you leaving the house, and I was putting that onto you to try to, you know, make you stay. But I'm like, she know her child. She know that's not going to work. When I have a decision or when I have an idea, I'm going to do it full throttle with no fears about it. Like, if I fail, I'm just going to get back up and try it again. Even with my business. The first time I launched Newest Looks as a clothing brand, I failed miserably. Like, I failed miserably. Y'all, it was so bad. So if you watched my entrepreneurial journey, you'll know what I'm talking about, but I'll just kind of go a little bit into it. So when I first started Newest Looks as a clothing brand, I thought I had it all figured out, of course. Well, I didn't think I had it all figured out, but I thought that I was in like a good position, and I really wasn't. So at the time I was, my camera cut off, so I don't know how raw and uncut it's gonna be, but I hand make everything from my brands, even down to the tags. Like, I sew the daggone tags on, and my customers are very like, they love what I put out. So it's just amazing to see how much you can grow in so little time, because honestly a year goes by so fast, and for me to have grown that much in a year speaks volume to how much I'm going to grow in the next 5. And that's why I'm never worried when I make mistakes or when I fail, because it's only making room for me to be greater. I feel like that's really all that I want to talk about. I don't really know, like, I feel like that was a good girls talk, and I really got a lot off my chest, and I just hope that this video sparks some inspiration, because I know a lot of times when I post, people say that they're very inspired about what I have to say. And so soon you guys will be hearing a lot about what I have to say, what I have coming up, and I'm super excited to be launching this project very soon. I think it's very unique and it's very different, but it still is near and dear to who I am as a fashion girly. But yeah, I'm super excited for what I had plans so far coming up. So that's gonna be the end of this video, honestly, guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, raw and uncut. I'm not gonna make any edits to this. I'm probably just gonna put like a little intro where it shows clips so people can be interested in watching it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this raw and uncut video. If you don't follow me on my social media platforms, all my social medias are at It's Naima. And if you guys want to check out my clothing brand, follow me at Newest Looks on all platforms. On Instagram, I'm having a 700 follower sale. So if you haven't purchased already, click the follow button and help activate the 700 follower sale so you can get it for cheaper, boo. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, stars. Mwah.